Welcome to another edition of Walton Entertainment. Today we'll have more news, information, and entertainment from your local hometown.
We're going down the escalator and we're getting ready for the annual car show. And here's the Fox 5 Storm Team Storm Chaser.
This is Paul Mullins, and I'm here at the 38th International Auto Show in Atlanta. We try to do this every year and give you an update on all the latest cars and what they look like. We will start with the Chevy Spark. It starts at $14,000, gets 33 average miles, 30 city and 38 on the road. It is a four-passenger car. It's a right cute little car. The Chevy Spark. This is the Chevy Equinox. It starts at $25,000, gets 22 city and 29 on the road. This is the Chevy Blazer. It starts at $30,000 and gets 19 in the city and 26 out on the road. Very nice looking car. SUV, I should say. Ford Mustang Cobra, very unusual color. It's getting a lot of attention here at the show. This is a Ford Edge of $45,500. Gets combined of 24 miles per gallon, 21 city, 29 on the road. It is really gotten larger. This used to be a very small car, but it's, as you can see, it is a very large car. This is the Ford 150 Raptor. Very expensive truck. $73,000 for a truck. That's a lot of coins. at the car show, and they've got things to give away, so you can really learn a lot about gutters, about vacation packages, and about banks. And here are the Buicks. There's a lot of different styles in the Buicks. This is the Buick Enclave. This one lists for $55,000 and gets 21 overall, 18 and 26 highway. It's got a lot of room.
30 seconds after you went up the stairs.
And this is a 7-passenger. This is the advanced trailering system you can get on a Chevrolet truck. That basically a trailer is behind you. You can actually see through the trailer with their advanced technology. So smart nowadays. Let you know if your trailer lights are working. Everything about the trailer is good. It even has assist in backing. And also a lineup for the ball on the trailer. So when you're hitching up, you'll get perfectly.
Your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto. All of these vehicles come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can use that and be hands-free while on the road. You want to keep everyone safe. This vehicle also has Alexa built in, so if Alexa is your personal digital assistant, you're in luck, because this one has Alexa as well, so you can start your vehicle while you're upstairs, maybe in your house, still getting ready for work. When you open the back door of this vehicle, you're going to see that both of the back seats here fold completely flat, and they have a 60-40 split. So the cool thing about
this is the Encore Buick GX, and our driver right here seems to really like this car. Nissan Kicks, as you can tell, it is a two-tone. And you're beginning to see this come back a little bit. In the 60s and all, two-tones, and 50s, there were a lot of two-tone, even some three-tone cars. But this is a neat-looking little car. It gets up to 36 miles per hour. It's got a 4-cylinder engine, dual overhead cam. And let's look at the front of it. This is the new Leaf. Its equivalency is 104 miles to the gallon, but it's in kilowatt hours. Very nice looking car. They have a 150-mile range now, and then you can get the Plus model that will give you 225-mile range. They have increased the size of them a little bit from the original. I drive one of the original Leafs. I drive 2015, and it cost me about 3 cents a mile to drive it on electricity. Do like an all-electric vehicle. This is the Leaf. This was actually called the Volkswagen of electric cars. And here we have the Altima. Very nice looking car. It gets combined 32 miles to the gallon. And it's $32,800. And this is the road.
Let's put your window down.
And it gets combined to 29 miles to the gallon. That's the sunroof. This one, as it's equipped, is $35,000. This is the Nissan GTR. It's $125,000 for this sports car. Gets about 17 miles to the gallon. 50th anniversary edition.
I'll put it to like this. Good flat rate, keep going.
And this is a 370Z.
Oh, you're gonna put that. But no, it's
It's a fine sports car. And it's
really ragged.
$46,000 for it.
Double people. I love when it does. Yeah, because it's well, here's the thing.
And this is a Telluride driving experience. It's just like you're in a vehicle driving.
It just takes a while.
Amazes me how the kids without a driver's license score higher than the adults that have had several years experience. And
This is a Ferrari, and we've got a Merlin, M-E-R-L-I-N, Merlin over there. And then another Ferrari, the red one.
It's probably costing. I like that. Now you gotta toss the taxes.
This Ferrari has got what you call a satin paint job. You notice it's not real shiny, it's just a satin. Even Rolls-Royce now is making an SUV. If you notice the back door, what they call a suicide door, it opens forward. This will classify as a motorcycle. This is a souped-up motorcycle. And we'll get your front view of it.
This 1957 Rolls-Royce is a fabulous looking car. It is in just pristine shape.
You've enjoyed the Atlanta International Car Show. It's a wonderful thing to come to every year, and I hope you've enjoyed this segment. This is Paul Mullins with Walton Entertainment.
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.
This is Paul Mullins, and I'm here with Greg Thompson out in front of the new John's Supermarket. So, Greg, tell us what's going on.
Well, just wanted to give you a little brief update on the expansion of our new store. We're about 80% complete. Should be opening the door somewhere around the 1st of May. And this expansion is going to include more meat, more packaged meat, more produce, more groceries, better variety of everything that we've had. Plus, I'm excited about the new restaurant that we're putting inside, to where you can come in and sit down and eat a meal, then you can go shopping, or you can order online, come get your meal and take it home with you. Or an addition that he's adding is he will have the meal prepared in raw state for you, where you can actually take it home, put it in the oven and cook it and have a home cooked meal, and you don't have to mess your kitchen up, and you got more family time. So those are just several of the things that we're adding on. To back up a little bit, back in 1965, my dad started this grocery store here in Monroe. It was just a 5,000 square foot store, and the community supported him well. I came to work back in 1980, and we ran that store for 30 years. Then we were able to actually expand in 2010 to the store we're in now. And we had such great success, and with the changing of the times, we decided to go ahead and expand again to offer Monroe something that it's never had before, is a sit-down restaurant inside of a grocery store in the downtown area with apartments on top, so you can actually live, work, and play in the city that you live in. Never have to get out of your car and have access to a grocery store, a restaurant, downtown areas, park areas, and it's just the way things are going, and it just gets you out of your vehicle and you can walk around and enjoy your neighbors and meet people.
How many apartments will you have?
We'll have 6 apartments. They're anywhere from 1,100 square feet to 1,400 square feet. We'll start taking names of people that's interested in the apartments a little bit later on this year. The apartments are not slated to open up until next year, but we needed to finish the downstairs project first. We've already had great interest in the apartments, and I think it'll be a great addition to downtown Monroe.
Now, Michael, your son, is he going to be running the restaurant?
Michael, who's had several years of food experience down in Milledgeville, all the way from a pizza restaurant to a fine dining restaurant. He'll be running the day-to-day operations in the kitchen. He's the head chef. Everything in that restaurant will be scratch made. There'll be no canned items. It's a southern buffet, like a meat and three, fried chicken, meatloaf, pork chops, collard greens, all that good stuff that you love to eat every day, but you just don't have time to cook anymore. Or also you can order off the grill. You can get hamburgers and french fries. We're going to introduce a signature Monroe dog. It's going to be a quarter-pound Hereford hot dog with a all beef hot dog with pimento cheese, pickled green tomatoes, and something else. I can't remember what it is, but it is a real good hot dog, and that's going to be the signature of the restaurant for the Monroe area.
Well, you're so well located right here from downtown and over the park, so this would be a great place for a person to have an apartment in, wouldn't it?
It's a great place to live. I mean, you're just within walking distance. You got 2 drugstores there. You got the downtown area. You got the new brewery that's opened up. Shop local and shop downtown. That's when I was mayor. That's what we tried to promote so much. And now we're just adding on to that dream where you can live, work, and play right in this area right here. So this area of town, south side, is growing. You got more apartments built by the mill down there that are going up. So this area right here is fixing to explode.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you, John, for Greg. Thank you, Greg, for telling us about John's Supermarket and the new location and everything that's happening. This is the happening place, isn't it?
This is a happening place. Let me tell you, you can tell by the traffic behind me. It's busy. But we're making you a one-stop shop right here. You don't have to go to those big stores and walk 500 yards to find what you want. We're still small enough to where you can get in and get out. Still a friendly atmosphere, family owned and operated here, right here in Monroe. We keep our tax dollars here. We hire local folks, and we'll have about 50 employees from the city of Monroe by the time we're finished.
And if people want the best meat in Walton County, they can come here and get it.
We've always had the reputation for the best meat here in Monroe and Walton County, and that will never change. The prices will still be great. Just look forward to having y'all come down. And I do want to say one other thing. The people that's come in and has still shopped with us while we have been under construction, I just want to thank you so much for keeping us alive. And we look forward to the new customers coming in, but we really appreciate our old customers too. So come in and enjoy the family experience, and it'll be a shopping experience like you've never experienced before in downtown Monroe.
As you can see, this is going to be a big addition to John's restaurant. John's restaurant and grocery store.
You're watching Walton Entertainment. Welcome to Focus. This segment is an opportunity for us to focus on what matters with people, places, and things. I'm your photographer, Darrell Everidge. Meet Michelle, a wife, a mother who works a full-time job and still has time for a workout regimen that would scare most of us. Michelle started out doing the regular routines we all do, kind of working out at home, but later decided to join a gym. After working out there for a little while, she decided she wanted to step it up. And that's when Michelle was introduced to CrossFit.
Probably about 8 years ago, I decided that I wanted to better myself. So I joined Anytime Fitness. And I just started doing just things here and there, and they offered some classes. So I started doing the classes to learn just basic movements to do to better my health, lose some weight, of course. And I started doing a boot camp class there. And I'd done that for a while, and some spin class. And then I continued on with the boot camp class, and that's where I met Laura, which is Coach Laura here at CrossFit. And I worked out with her for several years prior to joining CrossFit.
This gym opened in 2012, so it's been here for a while. And then we bought it a year ago in August. We took over the ownership, Heather and I. CrossFit's just like a step up from your usual global gym, I guess you could say. It's a better atmosphere. Everybody pushes everybody, encourages everybody. You get your weightlifting and you get your cardio in a mixture of the hour.
It's more of a challenge because after a little while doing the same things over and over again, it's not really as big of a challenge for your body. And I like the little bit of competition that CrossFit offers. Every day is a different workout. It's never really the same. I mean, you have your basic general movements that in every exercise that are similar, but some of the workouts we do are timed. Some of them are just for an amount of reps, and it's just a different type of atmosphere.
Some people are intimidated by the name CrossFit, but anybody can do it. You can scale it any way. So it's just making that transition of your regular gym and your regular workouts to coming in and trying this out and seeing that anybody can do it.
And it's for anybody. It's not for just someone that's been working out for a long time. Anybody can do it. There's a modification for every movement. And then eventually, after you master that one, you move on to another one to get better at it until, you're that person up there doing strict pull-ups, dozens in a row, But it takes time to get there.
Are you in need of tractor work, bush hogging, grading, cleaning, sod installs, and drainage repair? Then you need Bold Springs Landscape Solutions. Bold Springs Landscape Solutions is a licensed, insured, and certified landscape solutions company. Their services include grading and drainage, bush hogging and clearing work, as well as fencing, landscape, and sod installation. Contact Bold Springs Landscape Solutions today.
Breaker here is doing a good number here on the flapjacks or pancakes. What do you call these things?
Hot cakes.
Hot cakes.
Pancakes.
Looks like you're
Done
doing
right
a
at the
great job.
Kiwanis Pancake Supper.
That's right.
50, how many annual?
68.
68th annual. I did not start it.
Good evening, I'm Johnny Martin. I'm the president of the Monroe Kiwanis Club, and we've just wrapped up our 68th annual Pancake Supper here at the First Baptist Church. We just want to invite all of y'all out to join us next year, and then we also meet as a club at the Monroe Country Club on the first and third Thursday at 12 o'clock each month, and we'd love for you to come join us as our guest, and then if there's an opportunity for you later down the road to join us as a member, we encourage you to consider that as well. Thank you and have a good evening.
Those in the middle do get done first, sure.
good. Jim Hood's getting all the sausage ready for cooking.
Ready to cook.
You're the man, aren't you? For the sausage.
I'm the sausage man.
That's the only can we got. All right, that's good. Don't need a whole lot.
And Debbie Jones is getting strawberries and oranges already.
I have plenty.
Hello, we are in Monroe, Georgia. We're here at your CBD store, and I'm here with Jeff. He's the owner. And as you can see, we're about to get ready to do the ribbon cutting, but we got a lot of people here that are wanting to ask questions and wanting to get in touch with this guy and talk to him, so we're not going to keep him too long. But Jeff, let the people know how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, hey guys, we're at 2120 West Spring Street. We're in the Home Depot parking lot right behind Walmart. Our phone number is 678-635-3790. Myself or Miss Mary, she's somewhere around here, will be one of the people that answer the phone. Please come check us out. We got free samples every single day.
Excellent.
Bye.
Come out and learn more all about it, and want to thank you so much, and we're so happy to have you guys.
It was a
All
pleasure.
right, thanks. 2, 3. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Back. There you go.
I didn't realize. I thought we were doing pictures. I was like, okay, I gotta reset this thing. Let's count to 3 again.
All right, so we'll go back in there.
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight. Welcome to Focus. This segment is an opportunity for us to focus on what matters with people, places, and things. I'm your photographer, Darrell Everidge. And on this episode of Focus, I am honored to have with me today Vietnam vet Stan Walton, who was once the commander here at the Loganville American Legion, who is the co-founder of Ride for America. Tell us a little bit about all that.
Well, it was all of the things that I do, I try to keep in mind to continue to serve my country, and I feel like by being a part of the American Legion, it was very rewarding for me, and I still feel like that I'm serving my country. I feel like I'm helping the current military and veterans and the families of both. That's one of the reasons I felt like that I wanted to climb the ladder, so to speak. I started out as a member of this post back 15 years ago. And the main reason I started out as a part of this post was just to be an American Legion rider. And you have to be in a part of the, to be in the American Legion rider, you have to be a member of the Legion. But I soon found out that the Legion is a big business and it helps a lot of, and I call it a business because truthfully it is. But I also felt like that, there was more than just riding our motorcycles and doing what we do as Legion riders.
And just looking at some of your awards and some of your badges here, you have the Bronze Star, you have the Good Conduct Ribbon, the National Defense Ribbon, the Vietnam Service Ribbon, and the Purple Heart. Tell us about that.
Well, we jokingly say that the Purple Heart was awarded to people that forgot to duck. But I was an infantryman in Vietnam, went to Vietnam in early November of 1968, and I served 14 months in Vietnam. Matter of fact, I can remember coming home from Vietnam on December the 31st, 1969. I was coming down the expressway, 85 here in Atlanta, where my sister and brother-in-law picked me up and from the airport, and when 69 turned over to 70. It was a big day for me. But I tell you the little bit about Vietnam. Coming home from Vietnam is I read a lot of emails and got a lot of buddies that float emails and that sort of thing now, and those guys joke about some of the things we did, and some of the things we did we don't think should be a joke at all. But you know, I often say that by my record of making it back home is something that I feel like I was definitely blessed, but also a little lucky, because I don't feel like you serve 14 months as an infantryman and come home and not have a little bit of luck. It wasn't that I was that good, I was just that lucky and blessed.
Do you remember that day that you stepped foot back in America?
I do. It was December the 30th, and I come back through Seattle, Washington, and we got back from Vietnam, and it was late in the afternoon. I thought I was going to get on home that day, that evening, but it wasn't meant to be. You know, it was a little bit late in the day, and so we got our traditional steak dinner, and we had to spend the night there, and the next day they took and cleared our records to where we could go home from there. And coming home, it was quite an experience back in late 69, early 70. I had a guy that I was in khakis and a field jacket, because again it's in the winter. That the guy told me, he said, "Do you have any civilian clothes?" One of the last things he told me once he zeroed me out, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I think I do in my duffel bag." He said, "Well, you might want to put that on." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because you may want to kill somebody before you can get home." And I found that very disappointing, because I was proud of what I had done and proud that I had made it home. My family was proud of me, and you know, I really wanted to come home and not brag, but walk with my chest stuck out, so to speak, for a good while. But that wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be, because during those years, there was too many people that were protesting and calling us baby killers and that sort of thing. You know, so it was very disappointing to me. But our due has come around, and nowadays we get a lot of thank yous and welcome homes and that sort of thing. So.
And with the way that society is going now, and with the younger generation, do you think they're putting servicemen and the flag itself on the back burner?
You know, I would have to say you know, the young guys now aren't as big into the Legion as we were in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, because the social media now is so big that they can find out, you know, the answers to questions that they have so much easier. And a lot of those guys that are coming home now are people that definitely touch my heart, and I'm very emotional about these guys in the sense that, you know, I was 19 years old, you know, when I first went to Vietnam, and then come home a young man too. But some of these guys that are serving now are on up in age and have children, you know, because the National Guard at one point was, you know, definitely taking care of our country. And I feel for those guys, but those guys have got children to raise and get through school and on through college and that sort of thing. So it's kind of tough to take and criticize those guys, but they're not that much interested in the Legion. I think if they found out, you know, what the Legion does, then I think that it would help a little bit, but that's our fault for not educating those guys and getting more information out to them. I understand that, you know, there's still a lot of suicides. I heard the other day that we got it from, at one point it got up to 22 a day. Now, a lot of people find that as, you know, that maybe is a far stretch, but you can Google it or work on it however you would like to find out about it, and you find out that it's true. But just recently I heard it went down to 20. That's still too many. One is too many, but that's too many.
What do you think can be done to change people's minds about respecting the flag? And what are your thoughts on some of the athletes and some of those that take a knee when the national anthem's being played?
Well, I last year was the first year that I went all fall and winter long without watching a National League football game, a pro football game. I don't know that whether I punished myself or whether I made a statement or whatnot, but I know that keeping in touch with the people that I served with in Vietnam that made it home, or you know, we all took and did that sort of thing. Even I've got a friend that lives just the other side of New Orleans, and as you know, New Orleans played some good football this past year. You know what I read about him. So, but he you know, stuck to his guns and didn't watch them either. But you know, those guys, I feel like, could find a different way to protest and get their meanings out, that their word out and their message out in a different way, because kneeling when the flag is displayed and when we play the national anthem, it's just, to me, it's degrading our country. It's not really what I think the message that they want to convey.
Well, tell us what you think the future is for the American Legion and for VFW and for all of these type of organizations that support the veteran.
I'm not sure. I think that's a great question, and I hesitate to think about you know, the American Legion no longer being here to help our veterans and the families of those veterans, because again, we do so many good things for the people that we find out that needs help. But I've had people that, Legionnaires actually, that some of my friends that tell me that they feel that the Legion's dying. And you know, truthfully, I didn't get bitter to them, but I told them I was disappointed in them. You know, I feel like that if we continue to work and work hard, we can take and get our word out, and that we're here to help those people. There's so many good things that are out there. The American Legion Riders, quite a number of years ago, started a college fund called the National Legacy College Scholarship Fund. And that College Scholarship Fund is for children of fallen veterans since 9/11. That is a big deal. How could you not take and feel good about that? A mom or a dad, and there have been ladies that was in the service that lost their life, but a mom or dad that lost their life, and to know that what can we do to help those people? What can we do? Well, that's one big thing that we can do. We can make sure that the National Legacy College Scholarship Fund continues to have plenty of money in it, because some of those people are having children that's not anywhere near college age yet. You know, so we got to make sure that money's there for those people. So I think that if we told those people, if we got our message out better, and this, I know I keep alluding to that, but there's a lot of work to be done in the American Legion, and there's a lot of fun to be had too. I mean, it's not all work. We have fun at some of our meetings. We have Saturday night dances. We have Friday nights that we might have a cold drink, an adult beverage, or a glass of tea, whatever you would have. But and there's a lot of camaraderie right here at our post. So I would really like to think that those guys, or I hope that those guys don't think that if they come and they join the American Legion, are they going to be treated like the young guy of the post that has to take out the trash or do something like that. That's not the way it is. But how do you convey that to those guys? How do you get their interest up? And we've done studies to try to get more of the younger people into the post, because again, we worry about the direction of the Legion right now. During my term as commander, it was one of the first times that we've hit our quota on memberships, and I think it was like 7 or 8 years. Last year we failed to meet it by only just a few members, and we worked so hard to make that happen, but it just didn't happen. So this year we're hoping that we can meet our membership goal. Our goal is set by the state of Georgia, and it comes down from state level. National tells the state what they would like to see when it comes to membership, and then the state level officers tell the district level officers, district level officers tell the local. And so what we're trying to do is make sure it's fair for everybody. There's a lot of research that they can find out about the how many citizens actually live in the area of your post, So it takes a lot of work, but again, we are trying hard to make sure that we continue to try to keep the Legion alive and have fun while we're doing it, because again, if it's all work, no play, I got a feeling that people won't be interested in it. And we do a lot of things to try to make sure that the children of those people, we even thought about, and we do have special times for those children, maybe not as often as we should, but we even thought about maybe having nursery on a Saturday night or something like that, so that the young people could come to the post and have fun. But so far we hadn't implicated that, but we're open for ideas on how we can make the younger veterans interested in the American Legion, because it's definitely, I feel like it's a good thing. I've been, should have been more involved before I was, but for the last 15 years I've been involved, and really wish that I could do more.
What do you think about the way you hear all these shootings going on right now, a lot of violence in America, and you got one side saying take everybody's gun away, and then you got some saying don't blame the gun. What, as a service person, someone who's been in a war and fought the enemy, what do you think about that? People fighting amongst themselves in their own country.
I have different opinions on that. One of the opinions is it's going to be definitely difficult to try to combat these young guys that want the notoriety of killing a lot of people. And this may sound strange, but I'd love to see better control of video games, not better control of guns or sort of weapons. To military men, a weapon that's of military style is something that they enjoy having. I don't think gun control is the answer, because when the old saying, when guns are outlawed, only the outlaws will have guns, I really believe that. If a person wants to gain access to a gun, he's going to find out a way to get that gun. And a lot of people are talking now about the ammo clips you know, the 20 and 30 and 40 round clips, that sort of thing. You know, I don't think that's the answer either, because if, you know, a lot of the military style weapons come with a 8 or 10 round clip anyway. So how easy is it to push the release and pop in another one? You know, I don't think that's the answer. I did hear of another senator talking about maybe we should have better control on how we take and let people buy multiple rounds of ammo. And, you know, I don't know. I really feel like it's the young people that feel that they're not a part of their peer group more so than anything. I'm not sure that I agree with the red flag either. I just don't know. I wish that I had a better answer for you, and I think that there's some people out there that's much more intelligent than I that maybe could have the discussion that you and I are having here now and maybe come up with some kind of answer, because we do need to talk about it. We don't need to criticize each other. Our country is so strong. You know, I can remember after 9/11, I was going on a trip up to, I think it was Knoxville, Nashville, somewhere in Tennessee, going up the expressway, and some of our military vehicles were coming south. You know, and there was convoys of military coming south, and there were people on the bridges waving at those guys. How good does that make you feel? How good does that make you feel? It made me feel great. Because we come home from Vietnam and we hid that was even part of Vietnam. But those guys were being applauded and people waving and proud of them. And so was I. So was I. Because it's just, when you do a job, when you make a commitment to your country, and a lot of people can't understand the commitment that they're making, you know, to our country. It's, to me, it's sad that nowadays that people just don't understand the commitment that they're making, and not necessarily that they're making commitments where they may go over to Afghanistan or wherever in the Middle East and could lose their life. You know, they're putting their life on the line. But you know, think about it again, and we talked about it earlier. Think about these guys who've got children, and they leaving those children. How do those children understand? You know, my dad's gone, you know, and he's not going to be back for 12 months or whatever. So to me, we need to have better understanding of what the military is about nowadays and how the military operates. But it's kind of sad when we have our two parties that are accusing one side of something and the other side is accusing people of something else. And I just think that, again, there's too many intelligent people that are serving. Most of them, let's put it that way. There's some that I kind of got my doubts about in the Congress now, but there's some smart people that are congressmen and senators and our president, our vice president, on down. You know, there's a lot of people that are very intelligent that could maybe put their heads together rather than taking and being disappointed in what one says and what the other one said back. And let's take and pull our country back together. Our country is pulled together before, in like my whole point up here, after 9/11, our country pulled together big time. And I think that if we tried hard, we can combat these young guys that feel like they got to go out and kill these people. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. You know, the one guy that I'm not going to use any names, not that I even know their names, but the one guy that surrendered, I'll tell you this, he's a coward. He's a coward. He wanted to kill people, but he didn't want to die. You know, our military wants to go and do good things. Do they want to die? No, but they're dying. You know, they're dying every day, you know, so, you know, this guy, to think that he was so good, you know, he killed all these people, but yet when our policemen, and bless those guys, you know, but when our policeman approached him and he gave up, he's a coward. He's a coward. You know, so that's kind of how I feel about those kind of shootings, and I'm not sure that I wouldn't want to take and put laws on the video games because some of those things are so real. When they go around those military video games, and I've heard that some guys get hooked on them so bad that they gotta do it every day. You know, when they get home in the afternoons, they got to do it every day. So that maybe is one of the answers, but there's a lot of difference in going and actually killing somebody. Believe me, I know. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, and it's something that you have to live with for the rest of your life, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's not just a part thing. I can turn that TV off, but once you go out and start shooting people, you committed a big time crime, and you've taken a person's life or people's life, and it's not something that can be undone.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate what you're doing too, making the people aware of our veterans, because I know that I read an article the other day that I thought was really good, and it was about a mayor that wanted to put mayors all over the state, and every city wanted to get them together to help our active military now, to make sure that we combated the young people that are taking their lives. And I told Ray about it, our mayor here in Loganville, and I think that it's a good thing that we could put that sort of program together.
Are you in need of tractor work, bush hogging, grading, cleaning, sod installs, and drainage repair? Then you need Bold Springs Landscape Solutions. Bold Springs Landscape Solutions is a licensed, insured, and certified landscape solutions company. Their services include grading and drainage, bush hogging and clearing work, as well as fencing, landscape, and sod installation. Contact Bold Springs Landscape Solutions today.
Where do you come alive? A stadium, lecture hall, a music hall, church potluck? This year, you have a new spot, walkgeorgia.org, a free website that provides you with all the resources needed to get your heart rate up and body out in your community. Sign up and receive individual or group fitness tracking, fitness demos by certified trainers, recipes, and a guide to resources in your Georgia County, all in one easy-to-use site. When you move more, you live more. walkgeorgia.org.